since I'm not at Road America watching IndyCar or World Challenge or any other of the various and sundry series that are racing there, and there's a week until Trans Am arrives at Brainerd, I have decided to stream a little bit. So, yeah, so, you know, send me verbal brickbats, send me questions, you know, send me love, send me hate, send me whatever the heck. So, I got a few, oh shit. We've got a few, here's 3 snap miles up here. Still. Slow down time and hit the... There we go! Yes! Watch. Yeah! Oh, look out. Hit the propane canister. And now he's shooting, I don't know, Freon. Something like that. This encounter is one of my least favorite because you've got literally nowhere to move. These guys travel in packs of 3. Yeah. Anyway, it's big day today. We had big day for, you know, a certain quasi-British German manufacturer who managed to wrap up 2 big GT wins today. Scavenger up. Turkey. What? Okay. Okay, they're looking for me now, so I'm gonna miss. Hit a couple weak spots, but not the ones I wanted. Bring her in. Failure.
Right now.
Alright, so 2 seconds to heal up and... Oh, I just want to hit the fire button. Back up, and watch the magic happen. Yeah. Ooh, I got it. Yes. There we go. And that's 3 snap maws down. And let's loot it. Have a drink. So this is, I think, my second playthrough of this game. I'm pretty sure it's my second. They just decided to restart redoing it again because they just announced a new DLC coming later in the year. And I wanted to see, and just plus this game is pretty much the greatest thing. Alright, so this fancy arrow.
I'll do what I have to.
Knocked parts off the back of him. Sadly, I knocked too much off him, so I knocked all his weak spots off. Actually, not all of them. The big hump on his back is... Swear to God, my aim isn't this bad usually. Oh, you gotta be shitting me! Oh, I got 2 of them now. Right in the mouth, a couple in the mouth, not bad. Not weak spots, but at least I'm not dunking shots up far. Ooh, I hit him in the, Notice took off. Hit it. Yes. Fireworks. Oh, I got 3 of them. Bring it. Down in a few seconds once the burn takes hold. Yep. knows though it's not, how the icon above his head is not a red exclamation point anymore. He doesn't know who I am. What? Yep, there we go. Do it. There we go. 3 more down. So, blue usually means you get something good. Think of it if y'all play Overwatch. Think of it as like a gold, something gold in a loot pack. But actually, think of it as a purple. 'Cause in this game, if you get a purple, it's usually like a gold in Overwatch. You'll get, you know, go rare parts for crafting and trading with merchants, or rare weapon and outfit modifications, or anything like that. Which, you know, the bigger and tougher the enemy, usually the better stuff you get. But, you know. Got a rabbit here. Take that because you can. And yes, those wondering why I'm not fast traveling, you know, whatever unit they're using. Because you actually have to buy a fast travel packs in the game, and they're quite expensive. But you can buy one that will allow you to pretty much unlimited fast travel unlimited, but eh. It's hard to track those down. Oh, bandits. Cheeky breaky. Oh, headshot. Thank you. 2 headshots. 3. 4.
Take the fight to them, you miserable. This is gonna.
Oh. I thought they would have been a bit tougher than that, but eh. So we're running back to Meridian, which is basically the for the second 4/5 of the game is your main hub. It's the biggest city, and it's the biggest city and basically where everything is based out of for most of the game. I will not be dealing with that quest at the moment because it's a large pain in the rear end. And I will be trying to keep my explanations as to what I know from what goes on after. I'll showcase here to a minimum because the story really gets pretty fucking nuts. That's about... Oh, I can't kill... Oh, that turkey cannot kill. Okay. So I was just completing a simple side quest here.
Building a mansion that would block the view.
But yeah, just check this game out. Look at that. In all honesty, I can say that this is probably the best looking
Aaron's waiting
game
at the Sun Palace. Maybe I should check on him.
I have ever had the pleasure of playing. And this is just the regular PlayStation 4. I mean, yes. I mean, no, I don't play PC yet, but
I've got all the best goods here. It's quite a show.
I've got an i5 6700 sitting on my desk right now that I'm going to try and turn into something, but
I think all this from a stone.
it's probably going to take a while. But, meh. I've got a half-decent laptop that will run all the photo editing applications I really need to be worried about. Once I get a new motherboard in it, fuck. Yep. I've got severe.
Hope everything's in order.
Yeah, I've got serious electronics problems right now.
The Oseram have hordes of scrap from the old ones in the north.
Not
What they'll do with that?
the ideal spot to be at all, but
Stay busy, friend.
Greetings, Aloy. I am known as Blameless Marad. Please come.
What do you mean? Where's Erend?
He's inside, attending the sun. Follow me, please.
All of these people are here to see the Sun King.
they won't complain.
And each has come to ask a
The
favor.
facial animations are
Unpleasant,
still a
but
bit
that's politics.
whack, but not as whack as Bios.
The Sun King is eager to meet you.
Mass Effect
A machine
Andromeda
tampered with a curious eye
pre
for detail.
all the crazy
It's all
patches they
very
had to do to
intriguing.
I'm not here to
fix that
intrigue
thing
you.
up, but
Too
you know,
late.
I really shouldn't throw stones.
First the Oseram get special treatment, and now Outlanders from the Savage Sun King haven't heard.
Passed by some Outlander woman? Unacceptable. I've been here for 2 hours, and this Nora goes to the front of the line.
Ignore them. Nobles are like children who whine when they don't get a second helping of dessert.
What's the Sun King like?
The most important thing is what he isn't like. His father. I think you'll find him to be a reasonable man.
Aloy of the Nora. She who sees the unseen. Welcome. It would seem you have done me a great service. Erend, tell her what you found.
I checked Ursa's tomb. You were right, Aloy. The body is missing a scar below her right knee. I gave it to Ursa when we were kids, fighting over a toy sword.
If the body is not Ursa's, then we must assume she is still alive. And I will not abandon her.
We only know she was taken, not who took her.
I can help with that. Ursa has an enemy among the Oseram. A warlord named Dervahl.
Impossible. Every clan in the claim has been hunting for him since the liberation. He has to be dead by now.
No other Oseram had the motive and ingenuity to lure Ursa into this trap. I expect to find him lurking somewhere near the border. I've already sent an agent to investigate. He'll be waiting for word from us at the marketplace in Pitchcliff.
I can't move troops to the border without provoking the Oseram. But I could send a few vanguardsmen. And perhaps an exceptionally gifted Nora as well. Erend, Marad, let me discuss it with you privately.
Yeah, I've got a 6-pack 60 of
I hate to impose further after all you've done.
new to this
but
area
this is a matter of
dogfish.
great importance
Hooray.
to me.
I'd have to say my experience, their stuff.
It sounds like her.
Without her Oseram vanguard. Since then, it has been difficult to maintain
Their stuff
peace
has run the
between our
gamut
tribes.
from
But Ursa has a way
interestingly
of
weird to
making
like,
people
why
see
would you
reason.
even buy this? And apparently they're coming
So
out
you
with a new
see, I need her back
a
at my
new
side.
a new beer with
And
coconut
quickly.
water and coconut hot, like coconut flavored
Who is
hop.
Dervahl?
To understand Dervahl,
And
must
let's be
first
literal
understand my
fuck. I
father.
mean, and it's their shtick, and I admit it, and
He
I
truly thought of
fully
himself as a
appreciate
sun
that they're
god.
doing something a little different. But I
mind
guess,
was
yeah. Ugh.
broken.
But
He
as
believed
far as
that
60
blood
minute goes,
sacrifice would solve
it was pretty good.
everything.
Excuse me?
So he
It
raided
really
the
is
other
pretty good.
tribes for victims.
I mean, I think
Especially
fresh
the
blood
Oseram.
in their sour,
Dervahl fought back.
and their sour.
He
Oxford
crafted
comma.
powerful weapons and rallied his people.
I think I probably prefer those a
My
tiny
father
bit,
responded with
but
the ultimate cruelty. He captured Dervahl's wife and daughter and sacrificed them in the sun ring.
yeah, the fresh blood is certainly a lot more bitter, and not bitter, but
So, why would Dervahl go
Certainly
to
a
so
lot
much
more
trouble
gnarly
to
than-
kidnap Ursa?
He felt she betrayed him. She fought by his side until she realized he planned
No.
to raise Meridian and butcher its people.
then they're 60, and I've heard they're 90 and 120s
came
are
to me.
just worthless.
Together,
real
we
sweet
stopped
and
him.
meh.
and liberated the city from my father.
You know, not for anyone, or not for
Dervahl
everyone,
spent every
not for me
moment
certainly.
since trying to get revenge. He made so many powerful enemies.
I need to get going.
I know.
Who says that?
Well, Murad, for one.
So anyway, he's got an updated quest and a new. So anyways, there's so much like much like BioShock or any other long-winded, deep backstory, deep lore game. There's audio logs and all kinds of stuff that really try and flesh out what the hell happened to bring us to this quite crazy state of being in whatever thousands of years in the future this actually is. Oh, if I can actually get through here, for fuck's sake. So anyways, I remember buying this game when it first came out back in late February, like probably day 2. I had reserved a collector's edition copy from the local homegrown, non-multinational electronics retailer, which shall not be named, but his first name was The Sound of Music. And I think the first day I had, I put like 7 and more than that, probably 12 hours into it, and I was utterly entranced by it and just the world, which is not only stunning but incredibly deep and varied in its climates and its settings. I mean, you'll see you walk from this kind of scrub desert to full on Grand Canyon-ish desert to snow and tropical jungle, all kinds of crazy stuff, which is it's so damn fun. Though the one complaint I have about all of this moving is that it's the movement between climates is incredibly abrupt, and B, it doesn't really seem to affect our main character in any way, shape, or form. You play Breath of the Wild, and it's like, Link gets frozen when you move to, a snow or an ice biome, and you have to, you have to start either eating peppers or get cold weather gear or something like that. Or you have to, when you go to a volcano area, you're going to start burning up and lose health and whatever the heck. But I wish they had worked some kind of system like that where there was... Hang on. There we go, excuse me. To work in some kind of environmental effects more than just, oh, this is snowing, and oh, this has blowing snow and occasional or blowing sand and occasional sandstorms, because let's do blow up a oh, hang on, what do we got? Okay. 1, 2. What do we think? Yeah. Fuck him. Let's go. Send it.
You're going down.
So anyways, the thing I did earlier is it's basically knock out Witcher senses. You know, it lets you scan for enemies, follow trails, watch their tracks, sneak up on them. Sneak up on them. Okay, so now I set them on fire, which is... Oh shit! Fuck off! Fuck off! Ah! Yo, if I could hit the canister, that'd be great. It's... Well, that's one down, and let me go. Okay, so I can hit the canister now with the non-fire arrow, but... I hit it, yeah. Okay, so I'll get the hell out of there with more blows. You asshole. Giant robotic rocket alligator asshole. Dang it. The problem is, what I did like, one of the best sort of, not bad up, my favorite things about this game is they do make you feel powerless. I mean, yeah, you can kill them, but you don't want to get hit, because they will wreck the ever-loving shit out of you. It's terrifying. When you're dealing with either this, or even things get bigger when you run into like when you run into something like a Thunderjaw, which is basically like the unholy marriage of a Tyrannosaurus Rex and an AT-AT. Let's see if I can track one down. There's usually, I think, 2 of them on the map. But yeah, they're so big. Every animal, shall we say, has a few spawn points has a few spawn points on the map. So as you can see, you know, Thunderjaw is going to show up here. So if I got time later after running this, I'll go swing by and try and kill one for y'all, because it's pretty nuts. I'll be back in probably a couple minutes. Yeah, a couple minutes. The cat needs to be fed. Okay, I'm back. Jesus, you might be convinced that I'd starved the entire fucking day, but, you know, whatever. So we're back. Anyways, enough about this game and enough about, like, what's actually going on. So anyways. IndyCar is back at Road America, which I'm being sad I'm not there this year, because last year was probably the greatest event I've ever been to in my life. I mean, probably 120,000 people there on the Sunday for race day. You know, allied with the fact that, you know, the stupid, crazy way I took to get there. And by that, I mean I literally took a train out, you know, close enough to where I could grab a ride with a friend of mine from the nearest station from Road America to the actual track, and then camped, and then somehow came back, which was an adventure and a half and well worth it. But God, I did some stupid. God, there was some. Looking back on it, Jesus Christ, what was I thinking? That was some next level. You know, hindsight being 20/20. It was amazing, but oh my God, what was I thinking? Because I remember sitting there, IMSA Sunday the year after, or the year before, 2015, when I think it was Derek Walker, Jay Fry, and George Briganthes got up on the morning of the IMSA race day and basically went, oh yeah, and by the way, IndyCar is coming back next year. Upon which everybody lost their collective shit. And I was standing down at turn 5 at the time, and there was literally cheers erupting. On the, you know, at the track while they made this announcement. And so I literally bought one of their,
Just go about your business.
When they first announced that they had this special ticket deal, which was $99 for a full ticket plus free program plus garage passes, which was you couldn't pass up for 4 days. I mean, literally 4 days of racing. Now, not 4 days, but definitely 3 days, because not only was IndyCar there, but World Challenge was there, and USF 2000 was there, and Pro Mazda was there. But World Challenge was there, and they brought GT and their various series. And they brought...
They know.
Oh shit! And they brought GTS, and they brought all the touring cars, which meant there was literally, you know, 23 Indy cars plus all their supports. Not to mention there was over 100 World Challenge cars.
Finish this.
It was literally. I mean, I had worked the Hawk a couple of years previously, and that felt like the Hawk, where, you know, you get up at 7. Ah! Blindsided, you son of a bitch. Heal. But anyways, it was just it wasn't just a race, it was an event. It was a happening. It was a place to go to and be seen at. It was an extremely impressive thing they put on to manage. You know, there's this 2-lane road that leads to and from the track. And they managed to pack 120,000 people in there. I mean, they had to open camping spaces I had never seen open before. I mean, I literally camped driver's left on the run down to turn... Yeah, on the run down to turn 4. It's like, what the hell? How many people can you pack in there? And when you realize, when you stand there, there isn't, you know, on the race day, there literally isn't a spot on the fence to stand for the start of the IndyCar race. Because everybody's hanging up against it. It was the most... How do I describe it? It was the most it was the biggest, you know, coming together of like-minded individuals I'd ever come across. You know, there were grandfathers there who got their kids into IndyCar, or I guess, yeah, back in the day, who got their kids back into kart back in the 80s, and then who had gotten their kids into Champ Car, you know, in the 90s and 2000s, and had brought them there back, you know, when PT and Ellen, and, you know, Little Al, Mo, you know, when Red 5 came over, so Kame saw, got hurt, conquered, and now here we were, this generation finally getting to see IndyCar at its, I don't want to sound like an overbearing dude, but finally getting to see it at you know, what basically amounts to the road course home of IndyCar. And it was, I mean, I had never ever seen Siepkens packed that tightly. I mean, it was an absolutely stunning display of motorsports obsession, motorsports fandom. And I would do it again in a heartbeat, but it just comes that after that, you know, after going to the Rolex this year, I felt like I really had to cut down on what races I wanted to do, so. And then, you know, you get an invite to go out to Colorado late in the year to High Plains when they run when World Racing League does their 24, and sadly this one had to give, because I would, you know, so, but it's a fantastic venue, it's a fantastic, and just, you know, watching the finish to the first MX-5 Cup race earlier in the week, I mean, Jesus Christ, Patrick Gallagher. You know, Patrick Gallagher coming from second, from the, you know, a pack of 3 turned into a pack of 6, turned into a pack of 7, you know, and they're going up 2-3 wide in between 5 and 6, and then Gallagher, you know, comes around the outside to win the race by literally the length of the nose piece of an MX-5. I mean, if that doesn't show you how great Road America is, I don't know what is. I mean, I will forever and ever profess my love for Brainerd, which is my home track at the moment, which is my home track, but Road America really is. This really is the best track in the nation. And I know y'all living down at Mid-Ohio, and y'all living out by Laguna, and y'all living out at Laguna, but I mean, if you look at it, you know, from pretty much any metric, you know, changes to the circuit, none, aside from added fencing and runoff.
Again.
And if I remember correctly, I don't think the track's ever even been. I don't think the track's ever been like dug up and repaved. I know it's been resurfaced 3 or 4 times. But I will always consider that the best track I've ever visited. I still remember. I still remember my come to Jesus moment there. 2012 American Le Mans Series. A good friend of mine from I finally persuaded a good friend of mine from high school and my father to finally come out, and you know we went out just for the race day, which was kind of silly because it's a 4.5, you know, it's a 3 hour 45-minute 4 hour drive. So you know we get to the hotel Saturday night, you know, destroyed, tired, We get there, you know, we get to the track at, you know, 8 a.m. And, you know, you start walking through the paddock, and, you know, I had watched it on TV and listened to it through, I guess it would have been, actually, Radio Le Mans back in the day. But I had never seen anything like that in person. And, you know, walking through the paddock, seeing all these cars I'd only ever seen on TV. You know, walking towards, you know, the back end towards, you know. You're walking through the paddock, and all of a sudden you hear this bang, like a 40, like, you know. And, you know, it sounds like a 12 gauge has gone off, and you look over, and then... Trying not to die at the moment, but anyways. Walking through the paddock, all of a sudden the sound like a 12 gauge goes off, and you look over, you know, screaming like, what the fuck just happened? And you look over, and all of a sudden, and you see the Corvette up on its hard, not on the high stand, but and not on the air jack, like just on a, you know, solid jack stand, you know, spinning its wheels. Like, Jesus Christ, that's what these things are like in real life. Okay then. So anyways, it's the most perfect introduction to what is, you know, the a bellwether facility, and the envy of many, and unequal to most. But anyways, the finish that day was amazing. I mean, say what you want about, you know, Pickett using, you know, Pickett had to get the 3 or 4 wave buys to finish that, to actually get it back on the lead lap in order to challenge for that amazing finish they ended up having between them and the Honda. And then Dyson in their brand new for that year Lola. But, you know, I really got... Oh! I hate these things. Yeah. I remember going with... I have the camera I went with too. It was a shitty... Look over here. It was like a Nikon Coolpix L200 or something like that. Like, you know, just barely above point and shoot, but not much. And... I remember by the time I remember 2 years after that, 2014, it had become basically it had become basically hopelessly fuzzy and broken, probably because it ended up getting wet somewhere and didn't dry out. But yeah, I still got it sitting here, and I still have the pictures on my hard drive of, oh no, rock breakers. I can live without this shit right now, then. I'll be back for you later. I can't put up with your bullshit right now. Oh, fuck off! Oh no! You gotta be shitting me. You gotta be joking my ass. But yeah, that place is utter magic, and I'm happy to see that. That not only are they back, that it's thriving. But on the offhand for that, I'm also kind of sad to see that the Milwaukee Mile is also in such dire straits. Like, I don't even know what's going on with that place. Is it? I know it's not holding any racing aside from local, you know, regional autocross chapters and the like. And it's, you know, I find it really sad, even though I have no personal love for it, but I'm a student of history and I appreciate all that has gone on at the while and what it means to a lot of people. Which I find incredibly sad because, you know, it's almost like going, it's almost like going, so yeah, IMSA, you can't use Sebring anymore. It's like, what? Yeah, it's too bumpy, you can't use it. Huh? You gotta be are you joking my ass? No. Just can't use it anymore. Oh. Because Panos, you know, it's because ISC sold it to someone and they don't want to deal with that shit anymore. It's like, oh. Oh! Look! I promised you all a Thunderjaw, and here's one, but let me see if I can sneak up on the Watcher so he doesn't alert anyone. Yes!
One twist.
Boom. Stealth kill. Oh shit, yep, see? T-Rex meets AT-AT. Okay, I gotta get separation and get that bit off. No, wrong bit! Ah! And now everybody knows that I'm here. Oh! Watcher, get fucked.
Heavily armed.
Oh, yep, told you, see? The bigger they are, the harder they hit. But Watcher goes down fine. Just some health. Oh, get up there! Pick it up! Damn it! Ah. Okay, drop it, drop it, drop it! What out of here? Ah, scheisse. Well, maybe later when I had decent armor. But yeah. But yeah, meanwhile, at another, at basically the complete opposite of Road America, this hot, arid, dusty, not dusty because there have no sand traps. At Paul Ricard. Blancpain is there. Blancpain's Endurance. Blancpain Endurance Cup was there, or series, or whatever the heck they're calling it these days. Was there for what they call their Race to Midnight, which is a 1000K race. Which basically starts in the afternoon and runs until basically midnight, which is a fantastic idea, and I think really And I think really harkens back to the old Reims 12-hour they held way back in the days of Stilling Moss and Tony Brooks and Richard Atwood and all those guys, where the race would actually start at 11 o'clock or midnight and run until 11 a.m. run until 11 a.m. Which I think is a fantastic idea and should be done somewhere else. Was it right? You know, we had something similar, which was, we call it the Paul. It was at one point the Paul Revere 250, but then became the Brumos 250, where it took place on the Friday of the Coke 400 weekend. And, you know, it would start after all the NASCAR races had finished, so it would start at, you know, it'd be this, I think, 250 mile race that would run literally from, you know, 11 o'clock or midnight until 2 a.m. Or, you know, 3:30 a.m., which is brilliant! Fantastic idea, and I'd love to see something happen like that. I mean, I doubt it would. Because, you know, who wants to watch a race at midnight, but... You know, a race at... You know, the Midnight 500 or something like that. Would be you know, from a fan's perspective, I think would be spectacular. I mean, I don't think I'd want to flag it, and I don't think I'd want to drive it, but... You know, what the hell do I know? So anyways, I've made it. Damn it! Ah, fuck you, I'm gonna have to fight it now. Wrong bow! Couple into the pouch underneath him. Now, if I break that, it actually does freeze him. Or it doesn't freeze him, but it will cause significant damage. Excuse me. So anyways, it was one of the craziest races of attrition I've seen in a long time. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a GT3 motor blow up like I saw those two Lambos. Oh my god. I mean, they were proper, you know, proper oil, you know, proper smoke billowing out of the back of them like a Victorian chimney. It was stunning. And, you know, how high strung are they really running those things? Or is it just a bad batch of parts? I don't know, but it certainly does make one go, huh. Yes, congratulations to Bentley. They've won another race, so not with the British guys. This was Sule, Suchek, and it's not Book. It's not Maxi Book. It's ACP. Who is it? I'll throw him down the road. Anyways, it wasn't Smith, Kane, and Jarvis. Unfortunately, that car had fuel pickup problems among quite a few other maladies that seem to affect that poor car today. But no, that, you know, if Bernie really if not Bernie, but if they're really going to hold the French Grand Prix next year, that track is a shit ton of work. There's not, you know, the infrastructure there is Dale Reed, and there's literally no stands. It's a test track. It's like Firebird or wherever that, you know, insert American analog here. But I think the track's amazing. Yes, I do. I think it's kind of pretty in a strange, like, high-tech way with its abrasive, multicolored runoff surfaces. But will the surroundings look good on TV? I mean, it's next to a very quaint. I mean, relatively close to a very, prototypical south of France, quaint south of France town. But at least it's kind of better than Manicourt, which is, in the middle of fucking nowhere. But they got a lot of work to do if they want to if they're gonna have, if that Grand Prix, if their Grand Prix next year comes to fruition. But on the more pressing matters, as like not being killed by this thing. Oh, sit still, damn you. Up there it goes. And let's burn off. For Death Snap Mouse. Hooray! But anyways, moving on. Anyways, it's nice to see Bentley doing, after, their eternal bugbear at Bathurst, it's nice to see them finally get a good solid race win. And, then seeing them over at Road America. Come away with another win after coming so close last year. Yeah, tramplers? Yep. It's really heartening because I won't hide my love for that car. I think it's because I think it's awesome what they're trying to do with. What is basically something that both British and American football players drive. But it's awesome. I mean, and I own the the $95 team shirt to prove it. I mean, I hate to say it because it makes me sound like a massive douche. Cute douchebag jingle here, but oh my god. Damn it! Ah! Okay, I'm gonna start screwing around with that button. Oh, headshot! Bentley has seen the highs and lows with that GT3 car there, and I'm glad to see they're finally seeing some highs again. Oh yeah, knock his gun off. Dodge him. And his coil, and now he's down.
They're scanning for me.
Let's not attract the Glinthawks.
I need this.
Oh! J.J. Abrams! Lens flare! Wait, focus, you dumbass. Back on topic. Alright. Yes, Paul Ricard, I think it was an incredibly interesting race to watch, just to see how everybody made their time up. I mean, if you watched it, the Nissan was by far and away the fastest thing in a straight line I've ever seen there. I saw in that race. I mean, Jesus. And you've got like something. You know, and then you've got, you know, something like the McLaren, which makes up all of its time in the corners. And I mean all of it. I mean, if you look at, I mean, if you watch the World Challenge race today, you saw that, you know, K-Pax was struggling in a way that you really don't see K-Pax struggle anywhere other than Road America. Because that car, I mean, sadly that 12, what is it now, the 12C, the 650S, is just a big, fat, I mean, it's very svelte, but it's just a big, fat downforce machine. Which is great when you're racing at somewhere like Mossport, or, you know, on a street circuit somewhere like Long Beach. Or at, you know, Mid-Ohio or somewhere like that, but if you know, when you gotta be fast down the tubes, you know, that Nissan or even that Bentley seems to be pretty damn good at it. I mean, the Bentley looks extremely stable in those high-speed corners. And the best part about it is that it punches a big hole in the air, which means that through all that,
Murad's agent should be at the
through all that fast stuff, you're not, you know, you're taking an arrow away from the people in front of you.
Like them.
Very sneaky.
I'd like an opportunity to share a drink with Aaron. There's a man who knows how to enjoy life.
Very, very sneaky.
No sign of Murad's guy. He's had plenty of time to investigate.
We'd better look for
Well, yeah,
him.
that was interesting. But
Right.
I have to say that all my attention is focused on next week. Because finally, after a year wait, after a year's wait, Trans Am is finally back at Brainerd. And those of you who know me know how happy that makes me. And for those who don't, I'm like the happiest guy in the world. Because, oh my god. It is by far my favorite. But yeah. I mean, it's sad because, much like Menu Corps, Brainerd is, racing-wise, Brainerd is in the middle of fucking nowhere. You know, it's probably 3 hours. No, not 3 hours. It's you know, it's 2 hours away from the Twin Cities, 90 minutes away from the first, not 90 minutes, but probably 35, 40 minutes away from the largest kind of big-ish city. Which means that the entry isn't as big as it can be. Yeah, the entry usually isn't as big as it can be at some place, you know, either famous places or places that have...
More tracks. I think someone followed whoever we're following.
That sounds bad.
Bigger than, you know, like a Road America, or a Lime Rock, or Mid-Ohio, but... You know, last time I was counting was 28 cars. You know, we'll probably get 35. 40 if we're lucky. Should check their website.
Has to be Murad's guy. Dervahl's thugs must have made it.
Maybe because he found something. Look at this. I think he drew a map with his own blood.
Right. Those kind of maps, you know you better follow.
That might be Pitchcliff. He marked a spot to the north. Could be Dervahl's location.
And my men are waiting outside of town. I'll grab them and meet you there.
Check that. No, the entry list is off from the 21st. But the biggest problem this year is that a lot of cars that, you know, we're 2 weeks after Indianapolis, which was a relatively large entry. But the other thing is that a lot of cars got torn up that weekend. There was some pretty big physical collisions in both the TA-34 races and the TA-2 race. So, a lot of people are still recovering, you know, wondering why the hell we should spend the time and the money and the effort and the energy to go, you know, put this track in the middle of the nowhere. And the configuration that, you know, isn't the one we used to run back in the day. But, I guess I'm saying Budlock, but, you know, what can you do? It is not for me to wonder why. You know, there could be any myriad of reasons that I'm too stupid and narrow-minded and selfish to figure out. But when it's all said and done, I'm still gonna show up you know, regardless if there's, oh fuck, where is it? Regardless if it's 12 cars or 112 cars. I know it sounds incredibly silly because, you know, the series itself is frowned upon. It's small, it's kind of... But there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of soul there, and I got a lot of friends who you know, do their best and work their hardest to put on a not only really good show, but help to bring back the name and keep the brand going.
Machines. Looks like they've been chained up.
And, you know, I wish them all the best, and I hope that in my own small, insignificant way, I'm helping them. Probably not true, I'm probably just making them annoyed, like, who the
I'll
fuck
go
is
in
this
first.
annoying kid?
Hold off until the fighting starts.
Alright, we've got your
You know,
back.
if I was doing something wrong, I really hope they tell me, because Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's do just build. Wow, the 60 minutes, it's a strange color for an IPA. Very, very EPA-ish color. Green, almost. What we got here? Ravager. And a long leg.
Dervahl's men. It's about to get ugly.
Ah! Go away. Alright, watch this. This takes off important pieces of ammo. So I'm gonna hit his gun with it. Or not. Aha! But
Stay still!
that ties him down.
Found him!
Oh, wrong arrows. Yeah, critical hit. But yeah, I think... Ooh, good shot. The recent... I think, you know what? I think the recent changes they've made to their ownership structure is really going to benefit them in the long run. Whereas, you know, no one else with a vested interest in a team or, you know, running the series will be able to buy will be able to buy an interest in the series, which I think is smart. Because, you know, it's one thing to be run by, you know, people from the inside who know the ins and outs of the series, but it's another thing to be run by people who know the ins and outs, but also have vested interests in things going their own way. You know, the best thing for them to do would be to bring in a fully outside ownership thing, like a VC group like World Challenge has done with WC Vision. You know, with someone like Greg Gill, who doesn't own a team, who isn't a primary sponsor, who doesn't drive in the series. You know. But, you know, I admire that all those, you know, Sunderhagen and all those, and what, you know, what he did. And, you know, I think him stepping away was, you know, the right thing to do at this point. You know, let those who, you know, he has a very successful, not only race business, but a very successful composite business to run. I mean, not only does he build the C5, C6, and C7 Corvette bodies, but
Nearly had you.
But he also happens to have not only does he build the C5, C6, and C7 Corvettes, but he also has the business for the spec Ford bodywork. And, you know, with 1,000 of those that are out there right now, that's an incredibly important thing to be doing. And but you know what? As somebody from the outside, looking in, I might be getting everything completely wrong, which is a definite possibility for my dumb ass, I suppose.
That thing looks like a sawtooth, but heavily armed. Great.
Bring it!
Dervahl says you gotta eat dirt.
Yeah, I think they find themselves in the current, you know, in the same place that World Challenge found themselves in the early to mid 2000s with, you know, a lot of people who had some good ideas.
All right, new plan.
But oh, here we go.
Ursa must be in there. We have to get through.
Fuck yeah. You know, a lot of
They
people
must
have good
use this
ideas,
to
but,
protect
you know,
themselves from that awful sound.
lacking definite outside leadership. Which is going to be incredibly important with the next few years when... a lot of people coming up from the club ranks to
Ursa!
We need someone who has, you know, to continue on. You know, someone who really has no real vested interest in something outside the continued commercial and marketing success
Dervahl tried to break me.
of the series. You know, someone who's
Shows what
not
he
trying to
knows.
attract drivers
I
to their
should have
team
been
or
with
attract
you.
sponsors to
Why
know,
didn't you come
teams
for
or
me?
whatever. You know, just
I know I'm
well,
a
he's able
useless
to go.
drunk, but
You know,
No, idiot.
I run this shit.
I
You
got
know,
a
I run
message
nothing
from
but
Dervahl
this, and this is what I
saying he
do.
wanted to
Rather
parlay.
than, you know, this is what I do, but I also
I
happen to
didn't
have a
come for
three-car,
you because
you know, a
I
three-car
knew it
team
was
on the
a trap.
side in which I'm trying to find
Couldn't let
sponsors.
you get hurt.
And oh, would
Just
you
didn't
like
think
to,
it'd
you
be
know,
that
stick
great a
20
trap.
grand on,
Thought I could
you know, as
take
much
him
as
out.
great as that is, because a lot of a lot of great sponsorships come of the series and races and such
Now
come
listen.
from
Dervahl's
drivers,
planning
sponsors,
something
or
big
businesses or
in
whatever,
Meridian.
and I think that's
He
awesome
said he'd
because it shows
force
that
Avad to watch as the
not
smoke
only do they have
darkens their
an
precious
interest in having their own careers succeed and their own
king
team succeed, but
needs
having
you.
the series succeed.
sun. No more playing around.
I think it's time to have some, you
You're
know,
gonna have to grow up fast.
more people come in who,
I will. I promise.
you know,
You damn well better, little brother.
or who are
Ursa.
interested
No,
in
no. Please.
nothing, who have, you know, time for nothing but
I won't let you
the
down.
series.
I promise.
And, you know, I think Tony Perella is a great addition. And I think what he did by buying up a majority stake is the right one,
I'm so sorry.
because
Gotta find Dervahl. But Meridian's a
You know,
big place.
he has successfully grown.
I'll look through his things. Maybe we can.
You know, he
narrow
has
it down.
successfully grown into SVRA into a major player in the vintage racing scene. You know, rivaling, you know, almost rivaling. Actually, I'm not even going to say almost, because I think that's. Because I think that's not being fair to them.
Such a strange device. It's beautifully crafted. What happens when I turn it on?
But I think that.
I think I've got it working. There. Now, say
But
something.
I think
Both of
that.
you, Dubs.
Oh, crap. What
I
was I
don't
even
know.
saying? Damn it. Oh,
What do you
this
want me to
game.
say?
Get lost in it.
Whatever you want. I just want to hear your voice and keep it for later.
I'll sing, Papa. La 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 la.
Just notes about crafting. And a letter tucked between the pages. Lots of blaze. Headed to Meridian.
But,
If we find it,
you know, Tony Perella has done an amazing job.
this machine's been picked apart with precision. What's Dervahl learned from all his tinkering? Do I even want to know?
It's done an amazing job with SVRA, and you know, calling it as you know, almost an equal to HSR. Bit of a disservice, because you know, if you look at the cars and the grids and the quality that they get
I think
for
I
their
found
events is
something that can
amazing.
help.
I mean, if you know,
Let's head back to
Go.
you know, they go everywhere from Sebring to Road America, Mid Ohio, and they have that awesome event. You know, they have Amelia Island on the airport there, and they have that awesome event down in Savannah at the old Indy Lights at the old Grand Prix track they have there, which is
I'd have to leave something else
absolutely
behind.
it's fantastic to see how that series has grown within the last 5 years since I started paying attention to vintage stuff. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see him next weekend. I'm excited to see what the future's gonna hold. So I think they've finally decided to stop, stop treating themselves as a business and as a series just for their competitors, and focusing on improving their relations outside of their own sphere. They're focused on business, on marketing themselves, on hopefully a better TV deal, because and negotiating better deals and better sponsorships and better contracts. But I think, you know what? I'm going to use my fast travel here. And while it's loading, I'm going to take a quick break.
Around girl applied to the city guard the other day. Amazing.
Always stay bright, always stay alert. That's what I say.
Machines or bandits try to get past me, they'll have a fight. Mark my words.
Okay, I'm back. But that's enough ranting and raving about that, because, as I know, I'm one of 10 people that are actually... No, not 10. 7 people actually interested in it, but... So, I want to move on to one of my bugbears. Formula 1. Carrie Chase and Liberty and all those folks, and Rouse Braun, Big round of applause for everything they've done. I mean, oh my god. I mean, it's not quite a full 180 from what we've seen before, but it's definitely a... But it's definitely a 110 degree, maybe 90. Hard 90, hard 110. And I think it's awesome because they're finally realizing the fact that they spent a lot of time, that the old, FOM spent a lot of time and a lot of money.
To the claim to let everyone know.
If there's any,
and a lot of effort.
She wouldn't want us to waste time talking.
And a lot of effort, screwing people over, and losing fans, and losing support, and losing sponsors, and losing money.
Tell him what you found in his papers.
And now they're finally being run by a group
mentioned
who,
a shipment of Blaze being sent to a warehouse
at least
here.
what we've seen,
Only
understand that
the name was
without fans and without sponsors, there is no racing. But they continue to go to places like
the Oseram
Azerbaijan,
buildings across the city,
which,
including
what
one on
the fuck is that track? I mean, it's definitely a throwback. It's like 21st century Poe.
Used to be a shop, but it
or 21st century
Nürburgring.
Not Nürburgring, Monaco. It's like, oh my god, how does this even exist in this day and age?
Aaron,
but it's ridiculous.
Remember that no one hates
if you
Dervahl
looked at
more than your own tribe.
If you looked at the GP2 race from earlier today, there was this pile-up that happened at this part of the track where it's 2 meters wide.
Our security depends
2 meters.
on keeping the peace.
What is this?
If the opportunity presents itself, take him
It's
alive.
stunning. I mean, what the hell?
Consider that a command.
But
Aloy,
a
moment.
The fan in me says, Why the hell are they going there instead of, you know...
When we spoke, Aaron
I don't
didn't
know.
wish to dwell on the
Like another visit, you know,
details of
Imola or
Ursa's
someplace
death.
interesting like that.
Understandable, of course.
But half me
But
says
now
this
that
is a
they've been
fucking
left to my
spectacle because
imagination,
they're on this, you know.
those details
It
are all I
looks
can
like
think
trying
about.
to. It looks like watching a water boatman drive around
You
instead
were
of,
there.
you know, sail around inside of a
Did
tea
she
kettle.
suffer?
It's amazing.
She's not the one who's suffering now.
Is it that obvious?
But you know what?
You're right. I'm dwelling on my pain, not just
You know what?
hers.
I'm just gonna let it be because
And there's
I think
only
it's
one
too
thing
early
left
to
that can
condemn
happen.
them, and it's too early to get the
Find
anointing
Dervahl and
oils
bring
at this
him before
point.
me. He will answer for his crimes.
So, I think. So time will tell definitely in this case, especially with something like Formula One, whose social, political, and economic development is, you know, proceeds at a snail's pace compared to its technical pace, which this year has been stunning. You know, I was completely skeptical of the new cars. But but you know what? I'm not a complete fan. I would like to see a lot less downforce. I'd like to see a lot less power.
Let's talk it over.
I'd like to see them, but I love how they are a lot harder to drive than we're used to.
Able-bodied adventurers, preferably. Oh there, Outlander. Oh, good
Okay, stop.
So I paid up front.
So now you're hiring. So is there any more?
This camp isn't even big enough for one. They say the Banuk there live alongside machines. Peaceful as you like.
Yeah, I mean,
Keep 'em, use 'em, sing to them.
I would love to see him just chop the wings off and open up the underbody and
learned
go,
how
okay,
to
here,
do it.
y'all can't mess with this anymore.
Be to
But all this
the
you can,
tribes.
and then go.
When you say
have at it,
valuable, you mean they'd pay you?
Because, you know, any way to improve the
Girl,
racing in that series would be appreciated.
If I did look
Because,
into your rumor,
well, they do look
You won't need
spectacular
to
and are
climb up the
fast
shoulders
as
of the world
fuck and
for
hard to
it.
drive.
It's on the edge
The new
of
cars
Banuk
don't race well because
beneath
the
the
big
anvil
wings
of the
produce
moon.
so much dirty air that you can't
You
even
look
follow
like you know
them.
your way around the savage east. The east. If it's true,
You know, at
they
this point,
walk
it is
among
almost damned if you
machines
do,
without
damned if you
fear
don't.
In this camp. Well, you can't miss that, can you? Payment on return.
Because, you know. You know, if you start making the cars, you know, if you start making them easier to drive and race better, then they'll start going slower, and fans don't, and you know, slower cars aren't good. So, I guess there's got to be a.
You home, Dervahl? I got a surprise for you.
There's got to be a happy medium or some way to figure out how to do this somehow.
or he has a surprise for us.
Is it a bomb? Doesn't look too big.
It's a bomb all big enough to kill us.
All right. I'll shut up.
Blaze. It must be leaking from something upstairs.
So who knows?
That's
at
a
this
lot
point.
of blaze.
If that bomb downstairs goes off, it'll be just what Dervahl promised. Smoke will darken the sun as the city goes up in flames. There's gotta be a way to stop it. If I try to take it apart, a booby trap will set it off. If we can get rid of it somehow, the blast will be much smaller. It looks like a wooden bracket. Not very strong.
Yes, I apologize for the long silences. I'm not usually talkative, so it takes me time to figure out what the hell I want to say next.
Help me push this out.
Okay.
Talking
Brute
about
force,
myself
I'm
is
good
not
at that.
good. Not
What'll I
that
do?
good, but-
Save the city, I hope. But when the blaze falls, run for it. Because the booby trap on the bomb downstairs is gonna get set off.
Will we survive?
Probably not. Now push.
And boom goes the dynamite. And there goes another beer. Hooray.
Dervahl's best shot, and Meridian's still standing.
Yeah,
This isn't over. Dervahl
It's
said
really
he'd make
drinkable.
the
I
bomb
didn't
watch.
think it would end up that way, but I'm kind of happy
Do
it
that, you'd
is.
have to get into
It
the
did.
palace, and that's too heavily guarded.
Yeah, it seems
back
like
there,
repairs
just
to the
to be
window
sure.
AC gonna have been working
I'm gonna
so
look
far.
around. Maybe Dervahl's men left something behind when they planted that bomb.
No bugs have gotten in as of late.
Don't worry.
Hooray.
He tries for the palace. He's finished.
But yeah, I think right now we are sort of stuck in a holding pattern up until really up until 2020.
Boot tracks. With just a bit of blaze in them.
What was in that warehouse?
All the guards. There could be explosions elsewhere.
On my part.
Ah, move, assholes. Shoot you all through the head. Swear to God. Yeah. I'm kind of also quiet because KD on KUMD right now it is folk migrations, which is literally 3-4 hours of folk folk music, which is amazing. And if y'all aren't listening to it now,
Another one of Dervahl's hideouts.
you should, because it's brilliant stuff. In fact, the whole reason I figured it out about this program is because one of our own, Tim Winker, who
He tunneled
is
to
a
the wall.
local,
Dervahl did
I guess,
find a way
kind
into
of
the
local
palace.
to here. He's the owner and operator of Farthinder Racing. He's a very famous Saab circuit racer and ice racer and specialist when it comes to such cars, which is awesome. And I think once every 3-4 weeks he DJs on this show, and he will occasionally play race car bits. Like I've heard him do the sounds of Sebring. It's just ambient audio or just report on race cars on auto racing things, which is I love it. I really do. Oh, look at that light. Yes, look at that light. Oh my lord. Yeah, it's a wonderfully eclectic collection of music, and I can't rate it highly enough.
Wish I could be there to see the sun god on his knees.
Quit carping, you chuff.
Oh, good.
Get it while I
Someone's
can.
got to guard the rear.
Someone better guard me over here.
Not as graceful as I would have liked to have done it, but it worked. And all these health providing plants I do need. Thankfully, I do have some health potions, which are helpful. But they're hard to manufacture and hard to come by, so I wouldn't exactly like to use them.
Look at you, Avad.
Excuse me.
The wriggling runt of a maniac king. You robbed me of my right to kill your father, so I'll have to settle for you. I'm going to enjoy watching the Carja burn, even more because you'll be watching with me. Say goodbye to Meridian, Avad. Breathe in the stench and choke on the ashes.
Haha, foiled.
It didn't? I didn't hear anything.
There's a bit of smoke rising from the mesa's edge.
No! It should be a firestorm, not some belch from a charcoal burner! What's this? Oh. You must be the Nora who bushwhacked my camp.
And disabled your bomb.
Did you now? Well, bomb or no bomb, I'm gonna splatter that throne with blood. First yours, then Avad's.
To arms!
Better than that, Red. Led an army. Killed kestrels and ravagers. Nothing.
One down.
Why
Darn it.
does
Stop.
Avad always have his laser?
Ah, son of a bitch.
For the shadow. Can we finish this?
Headshot.
I've got a sun god to kill.
There we go.
It's not over yet, Nora. Any good Oseram tinker will tell you. Always have a third plan.
Oh boy, I hate this bit.
Must be a big
Those majestic, murderous...
Aha, headshot. Crush the shot. Nope. Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. I gotta hit it now.
Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
Get busted, son.
I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more on the way.
That's one down.
Ah! Those majestic, murderous glinthawks.
Ah, 3 more. Okay. Hey, level up.
Never do the work if you can get a machine
Aha.
to do it for you.
I love it. Aha! Fall. Take your side. Those of you wondering why I'm doing this, I'd like to turn into the thing and have actually, send me questions and I could answer them, but, at the second, On the other hand, my opinions count for less than. At this point, my opinion, who wants to hear my. Who wants to hear my politics?
Away.
Ah, I got clipped. Glad you don't have to fight a Stormbird.
Never do the work if you can get a machine.
4 or 5 times. Aha! Fall. It's smoked!
As much as I wish Ursa was here to kill you, I don't mind doing it for her.
Go ahead. I'm not afraid. Except that knowing you, Erend, you'll screw it up!
I know what you are afraid of. Going back to Mainspring in chains. Every clan in the claim wants you dead. And they know how to make it hurt. They'll even bid for the privilege.
It's just like you to get someone else to do your killing.
Shut up! You're at the Sun.
Ah, y'all got carried the fuck away. We win! Aha, yeah. Woo!
Aloy, she would have killed Dervahl on the spot, but she also told me to grow up. And I guess growing up...
You're asking me?
Yeah, but I don't act like it, do I?
You did with Dervahl.
Don't give me too much credit. Part of me still wants to wait for...
Yeah, but you won't. Because you're...
Come on, stop. You're gonna make me tear up.
So, after...
Heading back to the claim for a while. I'll get in touch with my clan and... like how she would have wanted. And by that I mean...
What do you...
First off, they'll argue about it for a long... I can live with that.
Well...
I know. You gotta go. You know what? When we met, I thought I was a big shot talking to a pretty girl hidden away in the middle of nowhere. Now I see that I was just lucky to get a minute of your time. Try not to forget about me while you're out there changing the world.
I'll always have a minute for you. Maybe even two.
Two? Huh. She likes me.
Let's have a chat. No, a colorful discussion.
That must be the spire. It's huge.
Captain Ursa at the cleft. How do you lure her out there?
Okay. I'm gonna take a short minute or so break and be back. Before we hear this last bit of conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, I have returned. I know no one's probably going to listen to this, but screw it, I know. But my mom is still proud of me. Anyways.
Come to Cloak, Nora. Well, as you can see, I'm busy. I get it. You want to rub it in? Well, it's not working.
I was hoping for a conversation. I've never done that. The first playthrough I didn't go do that bit, but, you know, I'm kind of disappointed.
Charcoal smoked with dozen forges. Work.
Let's have a chat. No, a colorful discussion.
The sun shines on hard-working, honest way.
There are no shadows under the noonday.
I had as far as games go, I have recently finished Nier Automata, and I'd like to show you a bit of that, but unfortunately, there's only so much one can take of Yoko Taro's existential nihilist masterpiece before either crying through the sheer futility of it all. Which is a big problem with that game, because Jesus Christ, does it make you feel
you have my gratitude feels
insignificant and awful.
You say, and because of you, there will be justice.
It's like that nihilist memes page on Facebook, but it's like actually made real and not ironic.
It's hard to imagine where we'd be without you, and I don't want to try. I hope you will consider staying in Meridian. I suppose it's obvious how I feel, but we couldn't be together. Relations between the Carja and Oseram in Meridian were unsteady as it was. The union of the Sun King and an Oseram warrior would have led to open revolt in the city. And probably war with the clans.
Did anyone know?
Only one. Dervahl. He wanted Ursa, but she rejected him. And so jealousy became yet another of his hateful motivations. For now, as for what happens after we negotiate his extradition to Mainspring, my father was very creative. What a waste. Dervahl is a brilliant man. I would think that... Well, to start with, I could use someone...
Thank you for the offer, but I don't think either you or I are ready for that. At least, not yet. I've got a long way to go before I find what I'm looking for, and it's gonna take me far from Meridian.
Of course. I didn't mean to presume.
You know what? I'm kind of done with this bullcrap.
You are your own woman. Just as Ursa was. But please.
I think I'm going to switch over to Battlefield 4. And yes, 4, not 1.
I hope that today is just a sunrise for us. Not a goodbye.
How long have I been going for this? Alright. So, I think we'll finish out this mission, save at the nearest campfire.
It's time for me to go.
Of course.
Very Souls-like in its way. And I believe I will go and switch over to Battlefield. After, I don't think I've ever been down here before. There's nothing to see except for more stunning views of post-apocalypse. I'm not gonna spoil it. Screw it. American Southwest. This 60-minute. It's kind of funny. We didn't get Dogfish Head until probably 2 or 3 months ago.
It's always the ones you least expect.
And this stuff is a lot more drinkable than any of their other brews I found this side of their sequence, their sour, which I really, really enjoy. It's because, you know, it's not a high ABV, which means you can... Actually, I'm not going to say that. It's not a very high ABV, which means you don't have to be worried about getting stupid hammered off of it. But it's like... But it's... It's pretty much perfect for, you know, high 70s, mid 80s. It reminds me a lot as far as, like... I mean, I know it's not thirst quenching because it's alcohol and it'll just dry you out. But it reminds me a lot of like a Shock Top or something like that with a lot of fruit juice in it. And it is made with a lot of lime juice and other stuff. But that's saved, so... Let's move over here. I'm feeling...